Hey everyone. Good afternoon for anyone in Australia. Good evening to anyone overseas in America or Canada. Let's see what time it is over in the UK because this is where this happened. This is a very interesting one. So it's good morning to everyone over in England. It's 2 a.m. for them. Hey El Deca. Hey Jay Suarez. I hope you're having a good evening. I was going to bring this last night to everyone, but I just wasn't well enough. I thought it would be better to look at all of this with fresh eyes in the morning when more information was coming to light. And it sounds like Elle hasn't heard about this. Has anyone else heard about this? This is crazy. So 39 bodies were found yesterday, Tuesday, in the back of a lorry. And in England, they call trucks lorries. So it's found in the back of a lorry. We had 38 adults and 1 teenager. Hey, Renee. So we're still learning about what happened. Actually, before I do that, I should probably share this out, shouldn't I? So let me find where the URL is. This part's new to me. Hey, Tori. Let me get this up. Sorry, I forgot you have to do, you know, I'm kind of new at this whole thing. I'm not, but I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying really hard. So I'm going to just quickly share this out so that people that might be interested come and join us. So let's go to my videos. YouTube keeps buffering. Is it buffering for anyone else? It seems that it is because it was buffering for me. Is it okay now? It's good there? Okay. And if you would kindly share this out as well, I'd really appreciate that. Because this is a very interesting one that I think people are interested in. Hey, Miss Melissa. Hey, everyone. And hey, everyone that is listening and not chatting. I hope that you're having a good day or night, wherever you are. Okay. I refresh real quick. Hopefully that worked for you. Hey, Wendy Lou. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started and have a little look at this. So, hey Pickle Pickle, hey Mel Mel, hey everyone. So this is the information I've been able to gather so far. So the lorry, which is a truck, was found in Essex. It came originally from Bulgaria. The guy that was driving it is the guy that you see pictured. His name is Mo Robinson. Robinson. He's 25 from Northern Ireland. The bodies were discovered in the back of the truck in an English industrial wear site, industrial estate really. So they were discovered in a container at Waterglade Industrial Park in Grays in Essex, located by the River Thames, about 32 kilometres from central London. And like I mentioned, there were 38 adults and 1 teenager, which is awful. The truck was registered to a company in Varna on the east coast of Bulgaria. And this is a key point because the country is infamous for people smuggling gangs that charge thousands of euros to ferry migrants into and across Europe. The Prime Minister of England has actually come out and said something. So Boris Johnson has said, "This is an unimaginable tragedy and truly heartbreaking. It is hard to put ourselves in the shoes of those emergency services as they were asked to open that container and to expose the appalling crime that had taken place." I personally cannot imagine. That must have been so awful. So in regards to Mo Robinson, who was driving the truck, that's not actually his truck. He has been arrested on suspicion of murder though. So that's interesting. Yeah, this is really interesting. Okay, so in regards to the truck, Richard Burnett, who is the chief executive of the UK's Road Haulage Association, said to media that the truck appeared to be a refrigerated unit. Temperatures could reach as low as minus 25 degrees Celsius. Let's quickly do that into Fahrenheit for... I love... It's just horrendous. It's just horrific. Okay, and so Mr. Burnett had said that that would cause anyone inside to lose their lives pretty quickly. He said conditions inside the trailer would have been absolutely horrendous. It's going to be dark, he said. The only place to go to the toilet is on board the back of the trailer. I can't imagine. What else do we know? The truck is a red and white Swedish-made Scania Super vehicle, which was emblazoned with Ireland on the windscreen, along with a sticker reading "The Ultimate Dream." Ugh. 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 Yuck. The Bulgarian Foreign Ministry said that while the vehicle was registered there by a company owned by an Irish woman on June 19th, 2017, it left the country the next day and didn't return. So that's really interesting. It was reportedly registered in Bulgaria's Black seaport city of Varna. Yeah, true, Mel. I do wonder how long it had been there. What else do we know? Mo Robinson, who's the driver, frequently posted photos of trucks on his Instagram account, sometimes using the hashtags fridgemen and Irish fridgemen. Fridge is in refrigerator. Police officers in forensic suits spent the day inspecting the large white container on the truck next to the warehouses and had sealed off much of the surrounding area to the industrial site with large green barriers as they carried out their investigation. The truck was later driven away to a secure location at nearby Tilbury docks so the bodies could be recovered. Police bowed their heads as it was driven past. Okay, and now this is really, really interesting. Hey, Tracy. This is really, really interesting. This part is what fascinated me. The driver of the trailer or the truck wore a full forensic suit and gloves as he guided the massive vehicle. So I want to confirm whether he always used that or what. I'm a bit confused about that, whether it was just that time or whether he always did that. So about the truck's journey. Yeah, see, that's weird to me. That's weird to me. So we've got lots to look through. What else do... So police believe the container had been shipped from Zeebrugge, a port in Belgium, into the town of Purfleet near Grays in Essex, east of London. It's believed to have docked in the area after 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the truck is believed to have originated from Northern Ireland. The container and the truck left the port together shortly after 1:05 a.m. Wednesday. So the bodies were discovered. They were discovered, well, it's interesting. They were actually discovered in a warehouse. Hey, Mary. They were discovered, sorry, not a warehouse, an industrial park. So they actually made it through, which is a bit confusing to me. So I'm still doing some reading about that because that is a bit confusing. So the container had been shipped from a port in Belgium to the town of Purfleet, which is near Grays in Essex. It was police who drove the truck to the secure location after the discovery. Yeah. The truck is believed to have originated from Northern Ireland, and that's where the driver of the truck, Mo Robinson, is from. The container and the truck left the port together shortly after 1:05 Wednesday. This is interesting. 5 ambulances and a car were called to Waterglade Industrial Park in Grays shortly before 1:40 a.m. and police were immediately notified. So I need to know, because I'm still looking at stuff as well. This is all breaking. My question then is, how did this happen? Who made the call? Because we know someone made the call, but we don't know who, because it does say the East England Ambulance Service said it was first alerted to the scene after receiving a phone call in the early hours of the morning, but could not confirm who made the phone call. So I wonder who made the phone call. I wonder if this Mo Robinson who was driving, I wonder if he discovered that they were deceased and called. Did he know that did he know what he was doing? Did he? Or was he just transporting? Eric Van Doos, a spokesman for the Belgian Federal Prosecutor's Office, said it had begun an investigation that would seek to establish whether the trailer travelled through Belgium, adding, "It seems that the lorry truck has been shipped from the port of Zeebrugge." Deputy Chief Constable Pippa Mills from Essex Police had first told reporters police believe the lorry came from Bulgaria into the UK through the port of Holyhead, Wales on October 19th. But in an update later on Wednesday, the details were changed to Zeebrugge and Purfleet. So it seems that they actually got through the ports without detection, which is problematic. Is very, very, very problematic, I think. So the other interesting thing is that police later found a separate truck carrying 9 migrants alive in Kent. So there is, I think we all know, there is a huge issue with not only people trafficking, but obviously people that are looking to seek asylum or to start a new life. But that is just horrific. So there was 38 adults and 1 teenager. No one has been identified yet. This is still breaking and they're still working on it. Now, in June of 2000, the bodies of 58 Chinese immigrants were found in the back of a truck in the seaport of Dover. The Dutch driver was jailed the following year for their manslaughter. So there really is a lot that needs to happen in regards to that. Now let's have a little look. Has anyone been arrested yet? Yes. So Mo Robinson, he's the driver, and he has been arrested, I believe. Let me just confirm. And if you guys find out any information, pop it in the chat so that we know. So let's have a little read of this. It says, a close friend of a man arrested on suspicion of murder after 39 bodies were discovered in a lorry container has insisted he is 100% innocent. Mo Robinson, 25, from Portadown, Northern Ireland, has been named locally as the man being held by police following the grim discovery of an industrial estate in Grays, Essex this morning. So this says that he's being held, so he hasn't been charged with anything. On Mo's Facebook page, several photos appear to feature the same lorry involved in the horror find. So let's have a little look at his... We will have a look at his Facebook page as well when we find it. His family told Belfast Live they hadn't heard from him and don't know what's going on. That must be hard for them. You know, you have to think, did he know what was going on? Jay Suarez says, so in America we have weighing stations where trucks are checked and drivers have to provide the proper paperwork if they're transporting hazardous chemicals. I'm fairly sure it's the same. I know that I mean, I've been through, it's completely different though, but when I went to Europe, I went through on a huge bus. It was very interesting though, because I was told, make sure you always have your passport with you, but our bus just went straight through. There was no question. They're still not able to identify the bodies. I'm just seeing if there's any more information in some of these articles that we know of. So I'm just trying to find out where they... It says that the tractor unit is believed to have originated in Northern Ireland, but where... I'm just trying to figure out where it was picked up. Yeah, people were probably paid. It's really, really sad. Like 38 adults and one teenager. Who knows if they were taken against their will, or whether this is something that they did to start a new life. Hey, Miss Justice. Yeah, it's so sad. Okay, he has actually, this article says that he has been arrested on suspicion of murder. Let's see if we can find out anything else about him. So far, I can't work out, Renee, whether he knew or not. Okay, so let's learn a little bit. Oh no, we can't. I hate it when they ask you to subscribe to her. Yeah, Mel, why are you awake? Where is this? This is in the UK. The 39 bodies were found in Essex. I really wanted to read that article, but I can't. I'll read you what it says so far. Smelling out the window of a lorry, that's a truck, a keen young hauler seemed anything but a people smuggler. Actually, let's share this photo. This photo is interesting. Images. So that's him with, that's the same truck, I believe. You know, it's weird. Even here in America, we the public never gets to know the destination, who paid for them, how much they got. Always so hush hush. And I don't think this can be now. This is so big. This is so big. He now faces one of the largest criminal investigations in British history after 39 frozen corpses were found in a container hitched to the back of a cab. I cannot imagine that. Hey, Judy Ron. Yeah, he has to have known something, but the thing is that it's I would hope that he didn't know that there were 39 innocent people on board, because the fact is, it was refrigerated. He called the bright red cab the Polar Express. The young man from the small town of Laurelvale in Northern Ireland had until last year worked for PCT International Haulage Company, but recently quit to work for himself as an independent lorry driver, according to local sources. That's interesting as well. Hey, El Taylor. It's just so sad. So this is actually, hey 13th. So this is one of the biggest murder probes in British history. This really is huge. There's just so many questions that I still have. I want to know who made the phone call, if he made the phone call, if, you know, if he opened up the back of the lorry or the container and discovered them. Had he been doing this often? So many questions. Hey, Oni. So the truck was registered in Bulgaria to an Irish woman. So that's really interesting as well. There's another Irish connection. Let me screen share so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. There's some good photos. So police raided 2 homes in Ireland. Do they know who did it? Well, they have arrested the driver, Mo Robinson, who's 25, on suspicion of murder. But the question is, did he know that there were people in the truck or not? His truck is refrigerated. And we learnt that temperatures can reach minus 25 degrees Celsius, which is minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know. So that's him again. Wendy Lou says, just like in America, they do it once for cash and then they get locked in. They are told if they quit, then they die. Yeah, see, there's so many questions still, and this is all so new. This only happened, this is less than 24 hours old. My phone blew up yesterday with alerts. So this is a photo that up on the screen now of CCTV footage of the lorry, the truck, carrying the suspected migrants. And so this is an interesting photo. This is actually inside of the truck. Yeah, so young. 38 adults, 1 teenager, and a 25-year-old driver. And a lot of his friends have come out and said that he's completely innocent. He wouldn't have done anything like this. So who knows? And like Judy Ron just said, he probably knew he wasn't doing. He probably knew. Maybe he knew what he was doing wasn't legit and was illegal, but maybe he didn't know what he was carrying. I don't know. I don't know whether he just dropped the container off and then leaves. But it was still hitched to the truck, so many questions about that. A former schoolmate of the arrested lorry driver told Sun Online, "When I found out who it was, I really could not believe it. He was in my year for 2 years. Everybody that has ever met him has only positive things to say. He's a really chilled, good, decent guy. All the people he is friends with are from a nice group. He is just a normal, decent guy. You can't imagine anyone saying anything bad about him." I mean, he does. He looks... Yeah. I know, Miss Justice. It's been rough, hasn't it? Really rough. The thing is that this is huge. This is huge in the UK. And so there will be a huge investigation into this. And hopefully some changes are made and there is a way that they can actually look into shipping containers now instead of just letting them pass. Alrighty. See if we know anything else, but I think that that's all we know. Okay, so this is the Robinson family have been spoken to. Mr. Berry, who's a DUP counsellor, said, "I've spoken to the family a couple of times. At this stage, they haven't been informed of anything, and the police don't have to in these circumstances." Oh, okay. "Obviously, they are very distraught. His mother is incredible, as well as his partner. They're just waiting for news. People keep ringing them up and asking, is it true? But they just don't know. They contacted police themselves, but a sergeant said he couldn't tell them anything. It does seem unfair. The family at least should know that he has been arrested." Yeah, I agree, Miss Justice. Yes, 13th, all found frozen to death. The lorry truck that was refrigerated, and the temperatures in there was minus 25 degrees Celsius, which is minus 13 Fahrenheit. It says, "Cops said tonight the truck is being moved to the industrial estate." Well, we've seen that happen. "Haulage experts said the group who died had little or no chance of survival. Even if the trailer was not chilled, all the victims may have suffered agonizing deaths as oxygen slowly ran out." Apparently, last night sources said that Irish police have confirmed that the lorry's refrigerated unit was turned on. They said the container was normally used to transport biscuits. So that's cookies for the Americans. Hey, Crispy. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Interesting. The lorry had been captured on automatic number plate recognition 25 times in recent weeks between Dublin and Holyhead. And apparently, so forklift dealer Andy Larkin, who works on the Essex industrial estate where the lorry was found, says he spotted the cab parked in a similar spot just 12 hours before the bodies were found. He said, "I walked down that way around 2 p.m. on Tuesday and spotted it. It stood out because it had lots of chrome work on the cab. It looked American, a custom job. The curtains in the cab were shut, so maybe the driver was having a sleep when I walked past. I noticed it because it was parked outside an old warehouse. It used to be a refrigerated warehouse, but it's been shut off for a few months." So that's really interesting as well. Okay, so to clarify about the forensic suit, I do believe that now, from looking further into that the forensic suit was worn by an officer, and when they actually moved the truck, not that Mo Robinson was actually wearing one himself. So let's have a little look on the Twitter sphere and see if there's anything really, really fresh. Yeah, that's very, very true, 13th. They are saying that they're suspected migrants. Why you would put migrants into a refrigerated unit is anyone's guess. Let's see if I can show you this video. There's actually a video of them moving the... If you can see this. So no clue if he put them in there. Hey, Richard Phillips. Or he snuck them in there. He may not have known that they were in there. We don't know. This is all breaking. It's just being investigated right now. It's really happened in the last... It's not 24 hours old yet. But so this is them moving the truck, and they did it so that they could have a little bit more privacy for the victims, so that media wasn't photographing it all. Because if there's one thing I know, it's that the British press is pretty brutal. You could see just there that the police had bowed their head, like I mentioned earlier. No, 13th juror, what Harmony spoke of last night was that a 300 arrests were made internationally over a child sex ring. Yeah, I don't think I'll be eating any biscuits anytime soon. No cookies for me. Let's see if there's anything else I can find. If anyone finds anything, let me know in the chat. I mean, it's not even trending anymore. Okay, so it entered England from via a ferry, apparently. The Cookie Monster is the Biscuit Monster. Yeah, we still call him the Cookie Monster. Okay, this is interesting. When was this published? This was updated 8 hours ago. Essex police corrected their earlier theories about how the truck entered the UK, saying it travelled from Bulgaria to England, not from Ireland as they thought earlier. The red tractor unit of the truck, the smaller section at the front of the vehicle, is believed to have originated in Northern Ireland. Police have not formally tied the deaths to human trafficking, but a link was assumed because of the way the victims were crammed into the truck's container. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson pledged in a tweet to work closely with Essex police to establish exactly what happened, and later told Parliament that people smugglers would be pursued and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. All traders in human beings should be hunted down and brought to justice. Separately, 9 migrants were found alive in a truck in Kent hours later. And they also mentioned what we discussed earlier. The tragedy recalls the death of 58 migrants in 2000 in a truck in Dover, England, and the deaths in 2015 of 71 migrants from Syria, Iraq and Afghanistan who were found suffocated in the back of a refrigerated truck that was abandoned on an Austrian highway close to the Hungarian border. Wow. I think that's all we have so far, but I'm just going to have another look and see if there's anything else that's new. Hey, but this is an absolute tragedy and horrific, but I'm hoping that this means that something will finally be done, because this is wild. What time is it in England right now? It's 2:38 a.m. Just checking another article to see if there's anything else, but I think we've covered everything. So local resident tonight told local reporters that there had been reports of people climbing out of lorries nearby. One lady who lives very close to the industrial park said, I just can't believe it. You hear about these things going on, but you don't expect it to happen here. And people are starting to leave floral tributes. It's just so horrific. No one deserves to die like that. Oh, I'm sorry that you're so tired and depressed. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so let's recap what we know so far. We know that a 25-year-old man named Mo Robertson from Northern Ireland was driving the lorry, the truck. And the truck was found in the Waterglade Industrial Park in Grays in Essex. The container included 38 adults and 1 teenager. Hey Mel. Morning. The truck was registered in Bulgaria by an Irish woman in 2017. We're still looking at whether it was migrants or human trafficking. That hasn't been confirmed either way. I mean, this is so new that they're still processing the scene, and, you know, victims haven't been identified at all. Someone made the call to ambulance, but we don't know who. Yeah, so we don't know what he knew, what the driver of the truck knew or didn't know. We know that the truck was refrigerated. The refrigerating unit was turned on, so the temperatures inside of the truck were minus 25 degrees Celsius, which is minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit, which is horrific. Absolutely horrific. Oh, I'm sorry that you lost your cat, Miss Justice. I'm so sorry. I lost mine in February. It's hard. It is. It must have been an awful, awful, awful situation for them to be in. So we know that the container had been shipped from Belgium to Essex. Hey, being there. How are you? You can just block that person, guys. Yeah, I think that's all that we have so far. The lorry driver, I love that word, lorry. The truck driver is being arrested on suspicion of murder. I'm interested in knowing how that is prosecuted. Is he charged? Could anyone else be charged with that? I wonder whether there's so many questions because this is just brand new. Did you have the fall being there? I'm so sorry. Hey, Truther Sluther. Yes, we don't do victim shaming here. Yeah, so he didn't own the truck. He drove the truck. We don't know what he knew or he didn't know. He's being arrested under suspicion, which is really interesting to me, because could anyone else be charged with this? This is history making, unfortunately. This is one of the biggest cases of is it murder? And I say that questioning if they're migrants, is that legally, is that considered murder? That's my question to you guys, because I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I'm so sorry you're bruised. So sorry. Does it constitute murder if they willingly, but see they wouldn't have known that the truck was refrigerated. I don't know. There's just so many questions. So many questions. Elle says, I don't mean to be morbid, but imagine he didn't know and he went to check the cargo. Yeah. And see, that's my question. Who called the ambulance? Someone called. Did he? Did he open it up and see? Wendy says, yes, it's murder. It happened here, only the truck was too hot and they suffocated. Oh, awful. I don't know if Judy Ron's still here. I would love to know, is it murder? Is it manslaughter? I guess it depends if they can work out whether it was human trafficking or if they were migrants. I don't know. It's something I haven't looked into many cases of this. Miss Justice says, I would think so. The thing that I do know is that it is not their fault that they died. They should not have died. They should not have been in a refrigerated truck. So we don't victim shame. Interestingly, tonight, well, yes, I think last night on Channel 4, which is a channel in the UK, they actually decided to postpone a broadcast of a program called Smuggled because of what had happened. They said that it was out of respect, which I think was good. Being there says charged with human trafficking and not securing vehicles, it would be manslaughter. Yeah, well. Apparently his truck usually carries biscuits. The deaths will lead to renewed calls for added checks on vehicles entering Britain through so-called soft spot ports, with Border Force resources currently focused on Dover. And see, that will all change with Brexit as well, I believe. I do believe. During Prime Minister's question in the House of Commons, Thurrock MP Jackie Doyle Price said, to put 39 people, imagine being one of those emergency service workers. You know, that is something that you would never ever forget. It's just so tragic. I just feel so sorry for these poor people. You know. Is it really 13th? That's true, Tracy. If he didn't do it, can you imagine? Can you imagine if he didn't know? If he didn't realise? Oh, I could not. Truth Seeker, sorry, being there, I think she actually, she means, are you in the US? Okay, so Guthrie Smith says, if he did not own the truck, he would have to get release numbers from someone like his boss. The truck was in Ireland where the trailer was on the ferry on its way to England. That is exactly right. Oh my damn says, I saw on Facebook the driver was released. Oh, we have to go and have a look. We have to go and look at that. Thank you for that. Let's see if that's the case. Was it a rental truck? It was registered in Bulgaria and it was owned by a Irish woman. And I do believe Mo Robinson left his job last year to work for himself. He was self-employed, so it wasn't his truck. I guess technically, that's kind of like renting. I'm not sure how that works. Okay, this is interesting. Detectives are now looking into, when was this updated? Double check. 4 hours. 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago, this was updated to say detectives are now looking into an Irish smuggling ring, which has links to the Bulgarian city of Varna, where the truck is registered to. Okay. The two searches are thought to be in relation to Robinson. However, sources have now claimed that it is unlikely that Robinson was aware of plans to smuggle people across the border. That's not confirmed. It's just from sources. It says detectives continue to quiz 25-year-old driver. So let's go back and have another look. If anyone can find information on him being released, that would be swell. I would think that it would be very interesting if they did. I don't know whether how long you can hold someone over there without charging them with something. So yes, 2 properties in Ireland have been raided, in Laurelvale and Market Hill. It is believed that the driver may have alerted the authorities himself, and sources close to the investigation last night told the Telegraph that it was unlikely he had known about any plans to smuggle people. Okay, so that's interesting. If that is true, exactly, Elle, if that is true, that poor man. But that's not official. That's just from sources. So we have to wait to hear official word. Wendy says, I have a feeling he was threatened or the money was so good he probably thought harmless, but the refrigerator shouldn't have been on, and if he knew then wouldn't have had the refrigerator on. That's really true. That is a good point. Oh my damn says the driver was the one who called the police 35 minutes after pickup. Apparently most of the stuff I'm seeing isn't confirmed. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We're all looking at a lot of this information isn't confirmed yet. So yeah, definitely don't take our word on it at the moment, but I'm sure that more information will come out soon. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has said, can we just think for a moment of what it must have been like for those 39 people, obviously in a desperate and dangerous situation, for their lives to end suffocated to death in a container. Horrific. Interesting. Today's tragedy comes less than a week after a Bulgarian trafficking gang were jailed for keeping women as sex slaves while they lived the high life. Wow. Also with trailers, if the vehicle is sealed, drivers risk the load being rejected. Interesting. Yeah, this is the biggest thing that's happened with this sort of thing since 2000. So this is kind of monumental in the worst way. And I think that's everything we have so far. Just do another check. But I haven't seen that he has been released. I don't know how long they can question someone without having to arrest them. Okay, being there says it's a 24 hours to hold in UK, but you can apply for 36 hours up to 96 hours without a charge in the UK. Okay, so let's have a little look. Did you... Okay, I'll have a little look. Sorry, I have to switch Facebook accounts. Can you imagine that if you forgot to... There's just so much info that I'm just trying to look through. I don't think he's been released though. I don't think they would do that. So how long is the container and truck left the port together shortly after 1:05 a.m. Wednesday. 5 ambulances and a car were called to Waterglade Industrial Park in Grays in Essex shortly before 1:04 a.m. and the police were immediately notified. Hey Harmony. So from my understanding, the container was shipped from Belgium into the town of Purfleet near Grays in Essex. The truck came from Ireland and possibly met up there? Met up somewhere? The container was shipped over by a fleet. I guess he picked up the truck. Maybe I need to have a look at the difference in where it was. Picked up load and left. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Picked up the load, went to the Waterglade Industrial Park. I guess he opened the container. This is just an assumption. Okay, being there. Yeah, it's an assumption that maybe then he opened it up and he called them. I think, what do you guys think? Do you think it's him that called? Do you think he called? Hey, Bunny. I think it might have been him that called. I feel awful for him if you know, he was innocent in all of this, but we just don't know. Go back and have another look and see if there's anything. Oh, Jay, the bunnies will be back. I actually tried to stream them a couple of days ago, but I'm streaming them on my new channel, Beautifully Broken Bridget, and I actually couldn't stream because the channel was new, so I had to wait 24 hours. So I may stream them tonight when they're awake and being cute. I'll try and do that tonight. So maybe in like 8 hours. Tracy says, I think he called and I think he was just picking up load and bodies were frozen prior to pickup. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same. Thinking the same. And I think that's all the information we know so far. So let's do a recap for everyone. A truck that was registered in Bulgaria but owned by a woman in Northern Ireland met up with a shipping container. The truck transported the shipping container to Waterglade Industrial Park in Grays in Essex, where it was discovered that 38 adults and 1 teenager were frozen and deceased in the container. The driver is 25-year-old Mo Robinson from Northern Ireland. Someone called emergency services, and 5 ambulances, a car and police arrived on scene. None of the 39 people have been identified as of yet. We're still looking into whether this is migrants or human trafficking. Wendy Lou says, you know what? He posted a pic of his truck on Facebook. I bet he was targeted. Yeah, he could have been. He posted a lot about his truck actually on Facebook and Instagram, I believe. The truck was, temperatures can reach minus 35 degrees Celsius, which is minus 13 Fahrenheit. Yeah, it says here, Mo Robinson frequently posted photos of trucks on his Instagram account, sometimes using the hashtags Fridgemen and Irish Fridgemen. Yeah. So I'm sure that we will find out more information in the morning. It is 3:03 a.m. in the UK right now. So later tonight for me, there may be more information available. And if there is, I'll pop back on live, or I'll pop up a little video if we find out anything that's, anything more that's really important to mention. You can also add me on Facebook. I have a Facebook that's just for true crime. Let me see if I can get the link. If I can work out how to do this. And I can pop up a status on the Facebook, my crime Facebook, about any information if I find it. Let me just get that for you, and I need to write this down for the future. Copy. I have like a million windows open right now. It's kind of wild. I don't even remember where my YouTube thing is. Where's my YouTube thing? I don't even know if I've got it open. Have to. Here we are. Found it. Oh, you're too fast. You're too fast, Renee. You did it faster than me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. But I will add more information on my Facebook if I find anything. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. But thank you guys for coming and joining me. I'm going to do these more often. Yeah, I think so, Miss Justice. I don't know. We don't know. They haven't confirmed it was him that called, but hopefully they will give us more information really soon, because there's so many questions that need to be answered. And I'm thinking of the families of those that lost loved ones. No one should die like that. And it's really, really sad, and my hearts really do go out for them, to them. And I will hopefully see you guys in a couple of days with a new video that I'm working on, as well as True Crime Spotlight next week. And don't forget to go and follow me on Beautifully Broken Bridget, my other YouTube channel, because the bunnies will be live hopefully tonight or tomorrow. And I'll get that back up and running. Until then, have a lovely night or day, depending on where you are. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.